Hey guys, today I have a basic question based on mathematical logic. This question is based on the concept of negations. So if you understand that concept well, you will be easily able to answer the questions that I have in line for you. Otherwise, try to understand what we are doing here carefully. Mathematical logic is a topic which is maybe not directly asked to you in any entrance exam or any particular kind of examination, but it is something that needs to be really strong. You need to be very strong with mathematical logic in case you are doing any subject, you're working with any subject which is associated to mathematics. Okay, so we'll be talking about negations in the following question. What is a negation? So when you have a statement, a proposition is a statement which is either true or false. So if P is a statement, negation of P is denoted like this. I've already given you the symbol and I've already given you the symbols. We've spoken about mathematical logic a little bit on our previous videos in our previous videos. So if P is true, and we're talking about negation, so if P is true, the negation will be false. If P is false, the negation will be true. So negation means not. Negation means not, to make something false, to falsify something. That's what is negation. Negative. And the word negation comes from negative. So yes, negation means not. For example, if a statement is 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 8, you have this inequality. What will be the opposite or not of P? Not of P clearly will be that 2x plus 3y has to be greater than, strictly greater than 8, because we have to oppose what we were given. So the opposition of that would be 2x plus 3y is strictly greater than 8, right? Using this logic, we shall give negations to the following propositions. X is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. What are we saying? Together, x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. Now you have to logically think in your mind, when will this not happen? When will this not happen? In case x is less than 0, then this thing is not happening. In case y is less than 0, strictly less than 0, because equal is a part of your proposition. So equal will not be a part of your negation or not of what we are doing in the proposition. So in case x is strictly less than 0, then your proposition is not true. In case y is strictly less than 0, then also your proposition is not true. In case we just have one of them happening, we're good enough in terms of that the proposition will become false, right? So that is why the attachment to it, the connective that you will use is or, and will turn into or when you negate. So either x is less than 0 or y is less than 0. Both then x and y greater than or equal to 0 is not happening. In mathematics, with or both is automatically a part of it. In fact, when both, you don't want that case, you have to write down, but not both. So either x is less than 0 or y is less than 0. This won't be happening. So the negation of this is x less than 0 or y less than 0. Okay. All x satisfy this, that x is greater than or equal to certain number a. I want to oppose it. What is the negation of this statement? When I am saying every x is such that it satisfies x is greater than or equal to a, where a is some number. If I want opposite of this, or if you want to oppose me, then you would tell me that no, we can find at least one such x. This symbol is there exists at least one. So this is there exist or there is at least one x. At least one x such that opposite of this is happening. And what is the opposite of x is greater than or equal to a? It is that x is strictly less than a, such that x is strictly less than a. Okay. Third part. Neither x nor y is less than 5. So what are we saying here? X is not less than 5 and y is also not less than 5. That's what we are saying here, right? Neither x nor y is less than 5. That means neither x is less than 5, that is x is not less than 5, and simultaneously y is also not less than 5. So this is another way of and, but this is and is with not. Okay, x is not less than 5. In other words, just to make you guys understand the statement, it is saying x is not less than 5 and y is also not less than 5. That's what this statement is saying. Now, what is the negation of this? What is the negation of this? X is not less than 5 means basically x is greater than or equal to 5. And y is not less than 5 means y is also greater than or equal to 5. That's what it means, right? So the negation of this will be either your x is less than 5 or y is less than 5. And will turn into or, just like the first case that I told you. Because at the minimum, what do I require for this thing to be false? I require that x is less than 5. Then this statement is false. Or y is less than 5. Then the statement is false. Or both are less than 5. That is already a part of it. So this is the negation. This is the negation. This is the correct negation. Okay. For each epsilon, there exists a delta greater than 0. For each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that B is satisfied. So we are saying for every epsilon that you take, there exists a delta such that B is satisfied. I want opposite of this. What is, how do I make it false? I'm saying something is true for every epsilon. So when I want to make it false, do I need to do it for every epsilon? No, even if it is not happening for one epsilon, then the statement will be false, right? So I would say that I just need to falsify it, to counter it, I need at least one epsilon. There exists at least one epsilon greater than 0, because that's the domain of the statement. Epsilon greater than 0 is the domain of the statement. Okay, you won't you don't talk about real numbers and give a counter of complex numbers, right? So for each epsilon greater than 0, my statement was for this. My statement was universal for epsilon greater than 0. So when I have to counter, I just require one epsilon greater than 0. Okay. There exists at least one epsilon greater than 0 for any delta greater than 0. For any delta greater than 0, such that B is not satisfied. Everything is getting opposed. So what are we saying? For every epsilon greater than 0, there is at least one delta greater than 0 such that B is satisfied. But I want to tell you the opposite of it. So that means I'm able to find a counter example. What will be the counter? The counter will be, okay, you give me any delta. I can find you an epsilon such that this is not happening. That's how you will give a counter. Because the statement was universal truth for epsilon greater than 0, and we have to negate it for that. So you would say, oh, give any delta. I can give you an epsilon such that this is not happening. And that's the correct negation to it. No one can help liking cats. No one can help liking cats. Pause and think what essentially this statement would mean. No one can help liking cats. That means everyone likes cats. That's what the statement is trying to tell, right? So that is everyone. In other words, you can say everyone likes cats because you can't stop liking them. That kind of a statement, right? So if you have to oppose it, if you have to negate it, so what would be the negation of everyone likes cat? There is some person who does not like cat, and that would be an opposition of this, right? If you're able to find someone who doesn't like cat, then you are giving a counter example to this statement, and that's what you have to do when you have to negate a statement. There is someone who does not like cats. Simple. Let's take another one. The last one. Everyone loves somebody some of the time. Everyone loves somebody some of the time. You have to give me opposite of this statement. Negate this statement. What would be the opposite of this? Everyone loves somebody some of the time. This one particular statement, I would like to express it in Hindi. Let's understand. The statement is saying everyone loves somebody some of the time. हर कोई किसी ना किसी को कभी प्यार करता है, right? Love somebody some of the time, कभी. So what would be opposite? इसका बिल्कुल उल्टा क्या होगा? कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति है, there is somebody जो कभी किसी को प्यार ही नहीं कर सकता. वही तो इसका ऑपोजिट होगा. That would be the opposite of this, right? कोई है जो कभी किसी को प्यार ही नहीं कर सकता. So there is someone who loves nobody. There is someone who loves or who never loves anyone. Who never loves anyone. Never loves anyone. Because some of the time, so the statement would be never. कोई ऐसा है जो कभी किसी को प्यार नहीं कर सकता. So there is someone who never loves anyone. That would be the correct negation of this statement. So when it comes to negations and all, whatever language you are comfortable in, okay, in order to logically deduce that what would be a counter or opposite, whatever language you're comfortable in, try thinking or translating the statement in that language. That will really help you. That's a trick. Thank you.